During the first 130 days of his second term, President Trump rained punches on his enemies. Now he's oddly silent and letting his enemies fight amongst themselves. That's our Why It Matters segment tonight. Partisan media outlets will tell you Trump is hiding. That story's coming in a couple of days. Trump's not hiding. Trump loves boxing. Long before he went to UFC fights, he loved boxing matches. Think about Atlantic City. And what he's doing right now is a tried and true boxing strategy, the rope-a-dope. Boxer leans on the ropes and let his opponents tire themselves out trying to land a punch. Trump used to hold multiple Oval Office press conferences a week, oftentimes a day. He would speak for up to an hour at length. Now he's distant. In his first 130 days of his second term, we checked, there were only 2 weekdays that Trump did not have a public event. Just 2, March 5th and May 27th. This week, he's now gone 2 days in a row without holding a single public event. And he did not speak or have a public event over the weekend. The last time we saw him publicly was on this show Friday night. You might remember it. He briefly talked to the press in the pouring rain after he walked off Air Force One. Didn't make much news. Nobody knows the media better than Trump. If he doesn't want to be the story and dominate the coverage, there is a reason for that. That reason is what the biggest stories of the news cycle are right now. The Boulder attack puts Democrats in a terrible position. The president condemned the attack on Truth Social, saying it won't be tolerated. The acts of terrorism will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, but we haven't heard from him on camera. We don't need to, for his perspective. Trump's been notably silent on Ukraine's spy novel-worthy 1-2 punch against Vladimir Putin. It's a pretty good strategy for Donald Trump. When Ukraine is doing well, it's good for America. It's good for Trump. He doesn't have to say anything. We're going to get to Ukraine a little later in the show. Something fascinating is happening in Ukraine. You're going to only see it here. Biden health scandal continues to ferment. Trump does not help himself by talking about it. Right now, Elon Musk is fighting Trump over his big, beautiful bill. Musk called the legislation a disgusting abomination. Last week, the billionaire called the legislation disappointing. Trump staying silent. When does Trump ever stay silent? When he's getting hit? Fighting with Elon, though, doesn't help him. Elon, like when you're playing rope-a-dope, will tire himself out. Trump's silence is helping him right now politically. His approval rating is up 2 points in the Real Clear Politics average. He's up nearly 4 percentage points in our Decision Desk HQ polling average. President Trump set out to rebuild America's military. New numbers show the Army is smashing its recruiting goals. 61,000 Americans have already enlisted this fiscal year. That goes back to last fall. But day-by-day recruiting, so this day versus this day last year, is up 50%. The Army hit its recruiting goal 4 months early. Plus, ICE just pulled off a massive immigration raid in Massachusetts. Agents arrested 1,500 illegal immigrants. Followed up with another massive raid in South Carolina, which shut down a bar run by cartels. And then there is the impact. Not all of this is because of President Trump, but he can claim credit for it, of what's happening with crime.
Law and order is back in America under President Trump. Murder rates are tumbling across the U.S. in 2025. Homicide stats are down at least 20% over last year. And we could be on course for the lowest number on record.
The old Trump might be out talking about all this, taking victory laps. He's staying quiet. It's a new level of discipline for a president on a mission.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.